So how do we solve these limitations when it comes to the Meckenzie method? Well, number one is that we can modify the position that we're in. Now, this isn't technically the Meckenzie method. This comes from Dr. McGill's book, Low Back Disorder. So what he's basically describing is, in some respects, you take those limitations that I've just described, so that extreme extension and how it inhibits the disc, the facet joints and the nerve, and you basically just modify it. So as I mentioned, the extreme extension will close off the disc, which could be keeping the bulge in there. It squashes the facet joints and it can compress on the nerve. So all we're basically saying is don't go into an extreme extension. So when you come down into this position, what you'd be looking for is, it could be this is enough, or maybe it's just one fist, possibly two fists. So again, what you're not doing is you're not putting that extreme extension closing off the back of the spine. You're just minimizing it, because the Meckenzie method is only effective, and this comes from low back disorder, if you've got 70% of the disc height. So if you've lost disc height, then the Meckenzie method isn't going to work for you at all. So it's much more effective to use this not as extreme position by just using a fist or one fist or two. And then all that's doing, that's just minimizing the gap, but you've still got the gravity and you've still got a little bit of closing off of the disc. So number one is just to modify the Meckenzie method and not go into as an extreme of an extension. Solution number two is a psoas stretch. Now again, with regards to the psoas, that can create some compression in the spine because it joins onto each of the vertebrae. So you've got all the different muscle connections. Let's just use these four because they're my four fingers. So you've got L5, L4, L3, L2. There is another one, L1, and you do have bits into T12. But basically, if you've got a tight psoas, that's going to compress these together. Now, obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but so we want to stretch it out so it just opens out the insertion points, which is essentially opening out the disc space. So how we go about doing a psoas stretch is we come down into this position, and first of all, we want to flatten the back off. So we don't want to go into an extreme extension like we've just talked about. So we want to come out of that, and then we just want to push forward into the hip, and then finally we just lift an arm up, and then we should feel the stretch come up sort of somewhat into the abdomen, into the top of the pelvis, bottom of the abdomen type of area. Then we know we're opening out the psoas, but first of all we've got to get that position of the pelvis right to be able to get that stretch, because again, if we just dump into that position and dump forward on the pelvis like that, then again the psoas stretch isn't really having that much of an effect. So solution number two to reduce some compression on the spine is just to stretch out the psoas, which should help with the disc space, which will then help with managing not only the facet joint compression, the nerve compression, but also the compression on the disc as well. Solution number three is the bird dog exercise. Now there are other exercises, but this is probably the most effective one, because what it will do is it will get multiple muscles working. It will also stabilize the spine, and it will work the back muscles in the way that they are meant to be worked. So the bird dog, as we do, we come down and we get into the neutral spine, we lightly brace, and then we extend, and then we hold. And all that's happening now is from this shoulder across to this hip. As long as I've got my lats and my glutes engaged, that's putting tension into the thoracolumbar fascia, which is essentially holding up the vertebra, which again is keeping the spine stable, so it's minimizing any micro movements which could again be causing you a problem when it comes to your lower back pain. So there you have three solutions or three alternatives to the Meckenzie method if it's making your pain worse. Now these are worth trying. If they don't work, don't use them, but you may find that taking out the Meckenzie method and putting these in place could be of use.